Hello and welcome back to another video. We are doing a pet portrait inking commission today. So I have had a little bit of a lull in my commissions, to be honest. So usually around Christmas I get a lot. Sometimes I'm having to turn them down. And then for the best part of half a year I've had nothing. Now at my market stalls I do have leaflets and I do have a big banner promoting my pet portrait commissions, and I do get a lot of people asking about them, and I just haven't been able to clinch those sales until just recently. And at the one stall I received two commissions. This is one of them, and a potential third which I'm just waiting to iron out some details on. So suddenly I've randomly got quite a few, so I'm not really sure what that's about, so please let me know if you have any sort of insight. Maybe it's the time of month for many people's birthdays, I'm not really sure. But I have this beautiful Great Dane commission. So this is an A4 commission and the turnaround was very, very quick. So I think I received this a week before it was needed, and usually I would probably say no, that can't be done, and the client was kind of willing to not have the inking for the exact date, but my personality would not allow that, and I wanted to get it done as soon as possible and drop that off for them. So I did manage to get this done after work in about a week. So I think in total I spent about 10 plus hours on this, and for transparency I want to say that I charge £70 for an A4 inking like this, and that's before fees that are taken off from my website and payment fees, as well as the fees for the paper, the ink, everything I'm doing. And I'm making a lot less than minimum wage here, to be honest. So it is something that I'm slowly upping, but I don't know, I want to be able to getting lots of commissions to be able to up the price, but I do enjoy it anyway. So I mean, it's a win-win situation, but I just wanted to be transparent that these do not make me the most amount of profit and money, especially with the amount of time spent on them, but it is what it is, and I'm a very small business, so it's just a starting point, isn't it? And we have to start everywhere, and that's just what it is. But onto the inking itself. So I'm using my usual 300 GSM khadi handmade paper here, as well as my Bortoletti dip pen. Now I did film an intro for this, which seems to have disappeared, but the Bortoletti ink pen is my newer one. I recently got that for Christmas. On my birthday, I can't quite remember. I think it was my birthday actually, because my previous one's handle had broken, so it's still usable and it's still fine, but I wanted to use my new dip pen. It's purple, very on brand, and it has a very, very sharp tip. I then went ahead and used the gridding method to grid up my reference photo and my paper and cross draw that on there, make sure that it's all in proportion. And then I did my usual taking a photo with my iPad and turning down the transparency of the reference photo so that I could line it up and see whether everything is kind of in proportion and in the right place. And then I go ahead and start with the eye. It seems to be a running trend, this starting with the left eye. So if you've been watching these videos for a while, you know that I always start with this eye, but it's just the way it is, and it's the way I like to do it, and I like to get the feel of the dog with the eye. And I just start with doing these small strokes with this dip pen. Now, because this dip pen is brand new and it is a very, very good, high quality Bortoletti dip pen, it has a very, very fine point, to the point where actually when I was filling in the dark areas, I was actually having to really struggle with not ripping the paper at all. It is a little bit of a concern with this pen at the moment, but over time it will wear down. My other pen definitely had a much smoother tip towards the end of its use. I mean, I'm saying the end of its use, I will definitely still use it. It might be my more taking it out and about ink pen, whereas this will probably stay at home so I don't break it. But all in all, I really enjoyed using the new pen. It's been very nice, and I highly recommend. I know there's a lot of cheaper versions of dip pen out there, but if you do enjoy those, or you do enjoy inking in general, I highly recommend putting in a little bit of an investment and getting a Bortoletti dip pen, because they are beautiful to use, and I would probably not really use any other dip pen unless, I was asked to try it for free or something, to be honest. But yeah, I'll let you watch a little bit of the inking and I'll pop back in when I have something else to say. this particular breed of dog has very, very short hair. So again, we are going in with the much shorter brush strokes, or ink strokes, if you like to say, and just concentrating on, you know, the lights and darks of it. If you saw the reference at the start, it obviously has some darker patches on the colouring of the dog, but I kind of acted like that was a black and white dog. So in those lighter areas where it's maybe a bit of a browny colour, I tended to use a lot less close together brush ink strokes, and that made it look like there's fur there, but also make it look like it's a different colour to those darker areas. So that was kind of the gist and the reasoning behind the various strokes in which I use this pen. And then I obviously just concentrated on darkening areas where I thought that the fur was overlapping there, or where the fur changed direction. I made sure to change the way I am drawing those ink lines, and I think that's the main thing, and I say this in every video. You just need to look at the shapes, look at the way the fur is moving, the darks and lights, and the shadows, and that's the main thing about doing a pet portrait, to be honest. I am thinking of doing some kind of more in-depth tutorial-esque videos, so if you are interested in that, please drop a comment down below, because I do really want to do that, but I just want to make sure that there's enough kind of following for that, because I know these videos, some of you enjoy this and some of you don't. I know it's a lot of very repetitive things, but I work full time, and sometimes I struggle to have new content, and if I'm already doing an inking for a commission, I tend to film it, and it's just a good video to put up. But if you're thinking you prefer this video, if it was even more tutorial orientated, like we draw along together, I have a reference where I put up and you print out at the same time, and we ink together with a pen or a dip pen, whatever's your poison. I am more than happy to do that. I just need to know that the demand is there, really. So please let me know in the comments below. And if you are wanting to see that sort of thing, or you're enjoying this video in general, I probably don't say this in my videos enough, really. Please hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed. Please subscribe if you want to see more, and as most YouTubers say, hit that notification bell so you know when I've posted. It really does help me out a lot. And if you're interested in having a commission for yourself, please head over to my website, www.lucylocksart.com, where you can hit the commissions tab, and over there is a listing for every single pet portrait size. If I tend to take on too many portraits, I will probably take the listings down and just put a little note up saying that my commissions are closed, but that's purely because I have too many commissions on at that moment in time. But if you are interested, please head on over there and you can have a look at the pricing, at the information and the size, and there's also a live chat function on there if you want to ask a couple of questions. If I don't respond, it will go to my emails and I will respond to you as quick as I possibly can. So that is enough promoting for this video. I'm going to let you finish watching this. Oh, one thing to note about this little section here, I tried a new technique with the nose. So I noticed on this photo, it was very, very clear that I was able to see the little rings on the nose, and then I looked at my cat's nose and I noticed the same kind of thing, and so I did little rings on there, and I really like the texture difference. I think you can really tell that is a different texture to the fur, and I much prefer that, so I think I will be using that going forward. And as you can see, I'm still learning myself how to ink certain textures and the best ways to do things. So, everyone's still learning, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. So thank you very, very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.